Students will perform an experiment and attempt to correctly reproduce a titration curve provided by the instructor. Students will write their own protocol, set up the titration equipment, and select the appropriate chemicals necessary to accomplish this task. The most important thing to note when completing background knowledge is the chart in question 1. Knowing what type of pH each titration has at certain points can not only give you hints on what type of acid and base you should use, but also what indicators should be used to indicate when the equivalence point of the titration is close. In this picture, I have highlighted both the weak and strong acids and bases. Knowing this will help determine which to use in your titration curve. I have also put around what pH the indicators will begin to react. 2 important things to note. 1. The concentration of nitric acid. Nitric acid is a strong acid, but because of its concentration, it will have a lower pH. Secondly, sulfuric acid is diprotic, meaning it can donate 2 of its protons. This means it can have 2 equivalence points. Other materials include distilled water, beakers, 50 milliliters, 150 milliliters, 250 milliliters, barrel-type pipettes, a 50 milliliter burette, graduated cylinders, 10 milliliters and 100 milliliters, a stirring rod, a pH meter, a support stand and burette clamp, test tube rack with 4 medium test tubes, and a wash bottle. You will be working with strong acids and bases, so don't touch any chemicals, don't inhale anything, and wear your goggles. The indicators phenolphthalein and thymolphthalein are flammable, so don't light them on fire. Remember, you're trying to replicate a titration curve given to you, so looking at starting pH, equivalence point, and pH of endpoint will help you choose which chemicals to use. Also look at the volume of titrant added so you know just about how much to put into your burette, and then add a little more in order to give yourself more breathing room. Also remember to slow down how much you titrate when you start getting close to the equivalence point. Record how much titrant is added, even if it is just a drop, since it will give you a more accurate titration curve. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your lab.